What is up, party people? It's your girl, Welcome to China, and you are tuning into the second installment, the second episode. We have made it past the pilot. I am here to introduce you to the Nightcap Crew.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
All right, party people. So as you know, we have a wonderful, wonderful panel this week. Panel, everybody wave and say hello. Say hello. We got everybody from all different places, races, and different traces. And hey, they may trace back to each other. But the topic of today is family matters. Now, you can take it as what you want. You can take it as what you will. But today we're going to be proposing 4 different questions for my panel. And we're going to be talking about things that have to do with family. It's going to get pretty juicy. But before we get into it, I need to go ahead and introduce my wonderful panel. Panel, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let's go ahead and get started with Naturally Elegant.
Hi, my name is Deja, aka Naturally Elegant. I was supposed to be on last week, but I ended up getting sick with food poisoning, but I'm here now. Feeling better.
She's here now. Da-da-da. And everybody, you can just say your name and where you're from. All right, Q, take us away.
What's good? What's good? My name is Quentin, or you call me Q. Q Suave is the artist name, but first time on the show. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. What's
That's
up?
what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right. Red Flag Collectors.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm the host of the Red Flag Collectors podcast, and I am here from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, Boston. All right, Libby Rose.
Hi, my name is Libby, or Libby Rose, whatever you want to call me, and I'm from Manchester, New Hampshire.
The great state of Manchester, New Hampshire. Live free or die. All right. Fit Hollywood 6.
How y'all doing? My name is Chris, better known as Fit Hollywood 6. I'm your local fitness expert, also putting on for Solid 6 Entertainment, and I'm from Chicago. Y'all see the Bears gear.
All right. Yeah. And last but not certainly least, Chris CK, what's up?
What's going on? My name is Chris. I'm from Chicago, and this is my first time on the cast. So thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. All right, y'all. So without further ado, y'all already know we gotta hit it with the.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
All right, so the topic of tonight is family matters. Now, we can all agree that that's a TV show. We can all agree that that's something that people like to say, but we all know that family be tripping. We all know that family can feel like family and family can feel like a stranger. Can I get a head nod if we do understand? Not everybody in your family is cool, but I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about the way we build families. I'm talking about people who are our age and how are we creating families and how does that work? Now, it's been multiple things that I've been seeing on TV, so I'm going to set the stage for you all. Nick Cannon has just had his 7th baby, I believe, and 2 of them not with Mariah Carey, but with 5 different women. Now, suit yourself, do your own. But these are all women, you know, who have children with Nick Cannon. I see Summer Walker today, another single mother. She's out here. People chastising her and her baby. And the thumbnail we got today, it was another Latin artist. He looked like he getting married. He about to go play ball or do a deal in the parking lot. So I'm over here confused a little bit about what are we really doing here? And I just want to pick you guys' brains on this. So my first question for you guys is, do you plan to get married one day? Now, I know this may seem like a casual question or something you ask your friends or something like, of course, but I really want to dive into this and know, do you want to be married one day? What comes to mind when you think about that? All right, Deja, go ahead, take us away.
I do actually want to be married one day, but I've come to realize that it's going to be one day. Like, it's not going to be, I'm in a committed relationship and we cool, I'm cool, he cool, and to me, as long as our values align, we're good. I'm not rushing I don't have to put my name on a piece of paper tomorrow. So,
So where would you feel that this is? Because that's kind of like okay, that's the answer we're gonna give. We cool. Now, when and what time it ain't cool no more. Now, when we not chilling. Now, when are you saying now? I may need a little bit more. I need a little bit more here.
This is funny because he actually just asked me this like a month ago. So, so I have a very fresh answer.
Okay.
He asked me, we've been together 2 years this year. He's like, so when, not saying that I'm going to abide by it, but when do you expect a proposal? When do you want? So I was like, between year 3 and year 5, I'm okay with that, because a proposal doesn't mean that we have to go to the courthouse tomorrow. So I'm actually okay with, as Michigan law would put it, common law. After 10 years, you with somebody, you with somebody. So it's just like, technically after 10 years in Michigan here, you're considered married to that person anyways, if you've been with them for 10 years or longer. So especially if you guys live in the same place and you have the same address, that's my situation. So
I have a follow-up question for you.
Yes.
If we know that you're going to be together, you know that that's going to be your soulmate. I know you personally, so I agree as well. Why would we not just go to the courthouse now and do that?
For us, it's legality. So we think about different things like student loans. We think about mortgages. I work in mortgages. I can tell you that if you have a certain amount of student loans, luckily in the state of Michigan, we don't have this law, but let's just say you get married. Just say you're in Massachusetts, okay? The law in Massachusetts might be different than the law in Michigan. If you get married and that person has a whole lot of debt, because my boyfriend has his master's degree, he has a lot of debt. If he gets married and he doesn't pay his student loans on time, they're coming after me. So for us, we've sat and we've had this conversation, and we just like, you know what, if you know you ain't going nowhere and I know I'm not going nowhere, and we say to each other, knowing each other and trusting each other that we're going to be loyal, I'm not rushing to get married, because it's a lot of stuff that goes into that. It's a lot of really, it's the legality of it all. So it's like, we sharing debt now. We're sharing bills now. We're sharing a lot of stuff that people don't think about. A lot of people think that, oh, a marriage is just a ring. A marriage is not just a ring. A marriage is a legal contract that you have. This is why divorces cost so much. This is why getting married costs so much. It's a lot that goes into it. And we're just like, you know what? I got student loan debt. You got student loan debt. The house gonna go in my name. I'm okay. We gonna be together. We gonna be smooth. And that's it. So
I appreciate that. I think that's a solid answer. You went from the rootum to the tootum, and that's what I'm looking for. So I appreciate that. Now, Deja didn't go out here and say, yeah, I'm going to shake my thing and then do go crazy. But she said some really solid shit, man.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot at burn your friend.
Danny now, but I know I got some people who gonna spend. I'm gonna bring you some friends. I know I got some scallywags. Somebody got a scallywag in here. Somebody got to feel a little bit different in here. All right, CK, you get married?
One day, absolutely. But what Tay was talking about is also a huge stepping stone towards marriage. You got to have not just the commitment value within yourself, but also think about things financially. Are you ready to take that step into marriage? And do you have the right qualifications behind that?
What are
A
qualifications?
lot of what she said is just the things like financial statuses. A lot of things that many people who may say yes to saying, yeah, one day I'm gonna get married, but really don't look into it as something that what Tay kind of preach, thinking ahead. And
Okay. All right. I got a
It's kind
little
of one of those
action.
questions where
Oh,
you,
go ahead.
yeah, it's kind of one of those questions where, you can't really say, yes right away, no right away. It's something you got to really think about, because you want to cherish, a moment like that forever, you know, either whether you want to get married or not.
So, do you question whether you want to?
No, I don't question that. Uh, I kind of let, know, time dictate itself. But I guess when the time comes, and the thing is, I'll know when that time comes. You know what I'm saying? I just can't say when, but you'll know when it's the right moment, when it's the right time to, you know, put your foot down and say, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this because we see value in each. Hey, by the grace of God.
Okay. All right, Chris. Y'all made it solid with these. Okay. Danielle, do you plan to get
Hello.
married?
All right, it's your friendly local chaos here. So first off, I want to say I really agree with Chris and Deja about this. I feel like Deja put it very well about just like really thinking about the other things in the background. And like it is a responsibility. I agree with the comment that popped up with the prenup. Like I'll get back to that because I'm just going to give you my answer first off. I do ideally want to someday, but I'm also not in a rush. I feel like I'm very picky with my taste and I am like looking for a very particular type of person who their drive and motivation matches mine and what they want to do. So I'm not going to just kind of like jump into it. And yeah, like a lot of my friends are getting married right now and they are with the person that they know that they're going to be with. But I'm not going to let that force me to jump into something just because I feel obligated to get married. But back to the prenup thing, I am a huge proponent of the prenup. On Call Her Daddy, they talk about it. And no matter if you're rich, poor, average, whatever, you should have a prenup. I have student loan debt. I also have I make a good amount of money at my job. I think the way it like should always be is you have your money and your debt. I have my money and my debt. If we buy a house, split it with what makes sense proportionally with your income. But like I don't feel like you are entitled to my money or I'm entitled to yours unless Bill Gates is looking for a sugar baby, then I am entitled to his money. And
so I have a question. So what you're saying out of this is you're not looking for your husband to take care of you financially?
No, I mean, I personally don't think that's his responsibility. I think I have an education, I have a good job. I should be taking care of myself. If my husband makes far more money than me and he wants to pay more of the share of things, take care of stuff, pay for vacations, pay for things, that's fine. But I do not feel that it is a man's responsibility to pay for his wife. Like, I don't think that it's their responsibility to pay for my lifestyle. I think it's mine.
So walk us through what it would look like ideally financially. Would it be 50-50? Obviously, if someone would make, significantly more, then obviously, they would take more of it. But are you looking for like a 50-50 deal? Or would you ever take on a burden of you making more than your partner?
Yeah, I mean, I think I follow like a lot of financial people on Instagram, and I kind of came across a theory that makes a lot of sense where if you're looking to split an apartment or split a mortgage, say I make 250K a year, and if my husband only makes like 175, I think we would have to look at it together and say, okay, well, I can afford X percentage of my salary towards this, you can afford X percentage of your salary, because then it's not fair if it's just like, oh, we have to split it 50-50, because especially like I'm 27, like I know some people that currently make like $45,000 a year and some people who make like 90, And if they're in a relationship, I don't think it's fair to expect, if you want to get a $3,000 a month apartment, I don't necessarily think it's fair to split it 1,500 because the other person, that's having a far larger impact on their bank account than the person who's making $90,000.
I love that. That's very wise. I think that's very, 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 very wise.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain, your friend.
All right,
Thank
y'all.
you for coming to my TED Talk.
We got a couple people. No, that's a very interesting outlook. And I agree with the percentage wise. And I think a lot of people be like 50, but also I think it should be a percentage wise. So it's not hurting you. So you're 50 don't mean you can't do nothing. You can't even go get you a tube of lipstick, or your man can't even get him a baseball cap on Friday, to spend a little bit of a check. So I think that that's very, very wise. We're going to go ahead and kick it to Fit Hollywood 6. How are you feeling about this? And Chris, I'm eager to know, how do you feel about paying the bills and your lady? Take us through. How you feel about that? You want to get married?
Okay, I was about to say which one first. Okay,
You
so
want to get married, and then how you want to split your bills?
as far as marriage, yeah, definitely, I want to get married. But as far as like my outlook on it right now, I don't know if y'all familiar with like Wale and the album he put out a couple of years ago, but he had Seinfeld on there, and they had a little portion where Seinfeld was just speaking about marriage, and it's legit like you have to be able, like, say you on your planet and the person that you're marrying is on their planet as well. So y'all from two different planets, but y'all got to be at least close enough to say like, hey, I can damn near jump on their planet and we can make it work. And that's how I look at marriage, and that's what I'm aiming for in like any relationship now. Like, we got to be able to make this shit work.
Do you have an ideal age that you would like to be married by, or some point or achievement in life that you would want to be by? Because I know a lot of men, and that I've experienced it in my life as well. You want to be at a certain point before you consider even bringing a woman into your lair or into your home, as a provider. The provider male mind. Does that resonate with you in any way?
Yeah, I feel like it has to, because I feel like my mama told me one time, like, we all have to have like our mental little countdowns, or like time, like little time clocks in our heads. And I have to think about it. I'm like, yeah, low key I do. For me, it's about that 28 to 30 range. Like, I would prefer to be married then, but like if it don't happen, it don't happen. I ain't gonna rush it, because that's not something I'm trying to do over again. Like, I didn't see people be divorced, and that shit messy.
Do you feel that we could be too careful?
Yeah, you definitely can. You can miss out on some good being too careful, being too cautious.
Okay. And let us know about how you're feeling about finances.
As far as bills and like finances, like, here's my outlook on it. Like, I always want to be able to make enough to like provide for like however like my better half want to live type shit. Like, I want to be able to like make enough. So I'm gonna try to hustle, not hustle to the point where it's gonna hurt me. I'm hustling too hard to try to, fulfill this lifestyle. But no, I'm putting in the dirty work to be able to put in like them down payments for all the big shit, really, like rent or shit, a crib, like those trips. Every time we eat now, you shouldn't even have to touch a bill, like little shit like that. It's just, I see it as being like a gentleman, honestly, like just covering that shit. As long as you taking care of home, I don't give a fuck about bills. Like, money come and go. Let's take care of me. So bills, if you take care of the other shit, I'll take care of the bills.
Okay. All right. So I'm a piggy, and I'm gonna go ahead and kick it over to Livy Rose. Now, Livy Rose, I'm not gonna blast you, but you like girls like me. Now I'm playing. You like both. So how does that you a bother? Oh gosh, she's bi. Let me stop playing.
I lean more toward women nowadays because
okay. So do you want to be married, being, a part of the LGBTQ plus community? How does that work for you? The women to women, how does that work?
I think about it a lot, actually. And I've come to the consensus that, like, so first of all, I think I'm meant to marry a woman. I don't think I'm meant to marry a man. And then second of all, I do want to get married. But I've definitely gone back and forth in my head a lot, because like everybody else has talked about, marriage, there's a lot to marriage. Like, it's not just like, oh, pop a ring on, have a ceremony with, and then that's it. Like, there's more to it. Like, there's so much legal stuff to it, and the legal stuff is what stresses me out. And I talk to my parents and stuff like that because they've been married for like, God, 20 something years now. And, they say that, I guess if you find the right person, then it's all kind of worth it in a sense. They have always instilled in me that, like, if you love someone enough, it's all worth it. And I know it's like so cheesy, but my parents were really great like that, and I'm really blessed. So yeah, I do want to get married one day.
All right. And secondly, so hypothetically, you're in a lesbian relationship. Do y'all talk about bills, or do we automatically split? Or you got somebody who like, I'm taking it all. I got you, girl. Come here. What's up? How does that work?
I think I guess it just depends on the situation, but I think I would definitely sit down at some point. I don't think right away. I think maybe after the engagement, before the marriage, I would talk about it, and we would sit down and figure out talk about like how we want to split it. Cause it's not just about like one person, it's about both of us, cause this is a partnership. And me as a person, I would want to make sure that like I'm always like a people pleaser, and I would always want to make sure that my partner is good. And by that I mean, how much can you afford? How much can we afford as, as a unit? Kind of like narrow it down in a way.
I love that. All right. Q. Take us out. You getting married?
Yes, indeed. I am. I am. Like, you guys all make great points. I agree with with all y'all, to be honest. I I know that the legal part is very troubling and discouraging for people, and that's just life. Honestly, that's just being an adult. But my thing about marriage is like, I wanna. We talk about these generational curses and these traumas and this emotional baggage we all have, and I want to get to a point where I don't have this fear or this baggage on me where I can commit like fully, you know what I mean? Like, because I am in a relationship right now, you know what I mean? It is been about my longest and my most healthiest, most powerful, most like insightful. Like, this is the one like I know is for me, like for a fact. Like that shit you read in the books, like you remember how you guys met and like what happened and like just like
I want to chime in on that really quick.
what up, what up?
So, in circumstances of that, when you're with someone that like way younger than people would consider to get married, for a significantly long time. Like, I have a friend that's been with somebody, since mid college or early 20s, where you're like, you're not going to want to get married. How do you keep the relationship, alive and there to get to the marriage part and not just be stagnant and still want to have that desire to have that union? Because you can very much so continue to exist how you are. But what is still intriguing to you about marriage that makes you still want to do that, even though you have everything and it's been for a long time as well?
So that's so honestly, to be honest, my computer did some weird, crazy buffering, but you ended with it being stagnant. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, I'm saying, so how do you keep your relationship alive being with someone for so long, from like, earlier, like, late teenage, early 20s, and, still keeping your relationship alive in that way to still want to be married and to still have those desires? Like, what is intriguing to you about marriage?
So honestly, this started in 2016, 17. So I was 21. Like, my relationship prior to that one was like the most toxic and like fucked up relationship I've been a part of. But that was just another learning experience. But this one I'm in like specifically is basically just a battle with self at all times. And like I believe that we have so much to give to another person, but we hold back because of our own selves, our own fears, our own projections, where we don't think we can do certain things for somebody else. But then again, like most of us are so giving and don't get that stuff in return. So I'm in a relationship where like we're so willing to work on ourselves in order to like know that no matter what happens on the outside world, like it won't interfere with what we're trying to build, because we're so focused and committed to building ourselves, and we know that we are a team. Like that's simply that. Like she is her own person, I am my own person. There's so many systems as well in relationships that I can't even understand or comprehend, and I don't disagree with any, or maybe I do, but I believe that we have like just this open mind and so many infinite possibilities to just work it out with whoever we choose. Like I know you mentioned a red flag. I know you mentioned that you want a specific guy. You know what I mean? And maybe in our youth we used to think that was naive or arrogant to be like, you can't get exactly that. Like nah, but like not, but no, but like we're older now and we're evolving and we're seeing that like there's so many options and so many different types of people to like actually give what we're asking for. You know what I mean? So it's just about really focusing on yourself and knowing that like you like just knowing what you want at the end of the day, and not being afraid of commitment, to be honest, because there's so many negative stigmas and connotations about commitment, but commitment is in so many different ways of life. You know what I mean? You got to commit to just waking up every day and doing what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like if you don't even do that, then like your relationship gonna fall, your family life gonna fall. Fuck anything you want to put love or effort into will possibly fall, because you're not giving yourself that energy. So we just focus on just just staying afloat, saying fuck the world, like it's us against them type of thing, because I respect everybody and what they got going on. So it's like it's crazy. Like it's just so much learning experiences with right now I'm going through. Basically, I can't really put it into like exact words, but it's just the most like God sent shit ever, because I never thought I never thought like to get even deeper and like more fucked up. I never even thought that I even like be past 25. Like I couldn't even see my life past 25, let alone to think I'll be like in love and doing something that I like. You know what I mean? So it's like it's real shit out here. Like we all just trying to work on ourselves and like keep our loved ones close, basically. So that's all really it is. Like just work on self, and it'll all work out. I feel like.
That's how you know you're an artist and a writer, because that was beautiful.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain.
All right, y'all. So that was the very first question. Do we want to get married? I think we heard about a lot of legal things. I think we heard about a lot of, hello, Megan. Love, sweet Megan. Hi, Megan. I think we heard a lot of loving things, a lot of perfect person things. And I think a lot of those things are very much so relevant. But I think this was just such an intelligent conversation amongst everyone. But now I want us to go ahead and get into something that's a little bit more messy. All right. So, very much so, I've been seeing on social media the concept of women proposing to men. Now, you can say what you want. Everyone can say, we're progressive. I'm a progressive person. That shit is whack and I don't like it. I said, I'm not going to share my opinion too much, but I just think, now, how low we going to stoop? God damn it. How much more are you going to emasculate your man? I just think it's just emasculating. I think it's lame. It's like, I just think that was just too much. So that's how I feel about it. Let's go ahead. Well, we're going to back it back up to you, Q. You going to let your woman beat you to the proposal and propose to you?
No, honestly, I don't think that's in her blood to do that, to be honest. Like Like not to say like it,
No, I'm joking. Hell no.
like I just seen a video too, like a woman proposing to her man, like, and he said yes and everything. Like,
I'll try and find a video. I'll try and find a video. Go ahead.
I believe in that. Either way, whoever go first. To be honest, I fuck with it. But like, as long as y'all both on the same page, you know what I mean.
So you're okay with that?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I know what it is. Like I know what I'm fighting for. I know what I want. So it's like it's just like we trying to think smarter, not harder. So like I feel like whoever says it first will be like the right time type of shit. You know what I mean? So I'm down for it.
Okay.
She can stand up, like, you know what I mean. She ain't gonna want me.
See, no, you're switching it up. So that means you're not okay with it. I'm talking about on the knee. No, hold on.
Oh, specifically.
No.
Specifically on the
Proposing, proposing. Where's Caesar from Black Ink Crew? Here.
My bad. I ain't know it was like so like that was the traditional way of proposing. Like I thought it was like the Gucci man, just stand up, you know what I mean, just hold it out type of thing, you know what I mean? Like
we're everyday people. We ain't Gucci, man.
No,
Keisha Kaur didn't get on her one knee and propose to Gucci.
I feel it. No, she literally gets on one knee. I would definitely say I do. On God.
Okay, well you would say, but it wouldn't make you feel any way as a man.
Nah, not at all, not at all. It's marriage. It's just an action to me. Okay. I don't know.
That's growth. All right, Deja.
You know, I was waiting because I was
making faces.
Because this is not what we not doing. Okay. Do I agree? No, I do not agree. I'm not getting on no knee to do anything. Okay. So for me, it's like one, okay, my man wouldn't let me put that out there. Like how Q was saying, you know, I'm comfortable with myself. My man will be like, girl, if you don't get up, because we're not doing that. We are not. Hey, look, I'm not going to say no. And I think really what it's about is I'm not doing that in front of everybody. A lot of time people do public proposals for the audience. We're doing it for the audience sometimes. So I'm just like, I'm not getting on my knee.
And you're saying it's for clout.
Not necessarily for clout, but you like as females, I don't want to group us like that, but
it's a certain type of woman. To me,
yeah.
Let me tell you, it's a certain type of woman that's gonna get on her knee and propose to a man.
It is. And
you said, I don't think my woman gonna do that. I know she ain't gonna do that. That's what I'm saying. It's only a certain type of woman that's gonna do that.
Exactly. And to me, like you are like, okay, when I'm listening to Q, I'm like, Q was comfortable within himself. Q was comfortable within himself, and he knows himself, and he knows his woman. So he knows, like for me, Anthony knows I'm not going to do that. Anthony is like, that's why Anthony asked me when I would like him to propose, because he knows I'm not getting on. I got on a sundress. What I look like getting on one knee? I'm not getting on no knee. Like, and I'm not doing the Gucci man either. Like here. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. But I do feel like, I agree with a strong woman, but I think when it comes to those traditional proposals, I think a strong man would not even allow his woman to do that. So I don't knock nobody else for doing it, but it's just not for me. It's not for my situation. Like he know his partner.
You're like so politically correct. Talking about it's not for my situation. Whose situation? I'm waiting for one of you guys to tell me whose situation is it for.
I feel like it's okay. I feel like it is a I want this and I want this now. Like some people call it a dominant woman. If their man is taking too long, they'd be like, you know, okay, my man taking too long.
So you're saying like, oh, that was loud. Oh, I'm sorry. So you're saying like a masculine woman.
Yeah, I guess that's what some people will call it, like a masculine woman, a woman who would take charge. My personal opinion, there you go, an alpha woman. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, bro. That's what I was looking for. The alpha woman would do that. In my opinion, and this is strictly just my opinion, I don't believe an alpha woman would do that. I believe that that's a woman who just want a husband.
I feel like if the man ain't gonna marry you now, then he just ain't gonna marry you. Okay, Deja. No,
Right.
you Kiki, have your drink, Danielle.
Okay, so I definitely agree. I'm just gonna go with it. So with the alpha thing, I want to talk about that because I have been told by a man who is also a very alpha man that I am like too alpha for another alpha person. But as alpha as I am, I don't think I would ever do that.
No. You can get somebody who can alpha. A man will always out alpha a woman. I don't care if you alpha woman to the third. A man you can still get you.
Oh, well, we butt heads a lot because of it, but irrelevant, whatever with him. But what I was going to say is no matter how, like, I think I'm a very independent person. I'm like, I do have like a very like type A alpha personality, but like, I would never. I'm just like thinking of what my dad, if I told my dad that I proposed to my fiance, he would literally call this man like a pussy. Like he'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like, why did you have to do that? And like, to be honest, like I only know one girl that's ever proposed to a guy. And like, quite frankly, like I would be embarrassed if I had to propose to a guy. Like if I was so like waiting for my boyfriend to propose, I would say to him, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why haven't you done it yet? Before I would propose to him. Like I would just, I don't know, that's embarrassing to me. Like, I feel like that makes you look like you're forcing it.
Okay. So desperate, we all on the same page. It's not, I don't care how you come up, that's still too much. It's embarrassing to your family. That's the element of like, what did I raise? What kind of daughter? All right, before we go ahead and get to the men's and Libby Rose, we gonna look at this. I proposed to my boyfriend on a holiday. Now she's a YouTuber. I just want to see her and how the boyfriend.
I can't hear it. He doesn't know what to do. This is so
So, I have a serious question about this.
Okay, hold on. What?
This is so awkward.
It like
Meet me
directly
at the
relates to this.
altar.
So, okay, this might be me being materialistic, and this is not how I'm trying to come across, but like, if you propose to a man, like, do you buy your own engagement ring? Like, what do you do?
No.
Are you like,
That's a good
hey,
question.
I didn't want anybody. I didn't want nobody to eat me up, but I'm saying, who paying for all this?
Well, that's my
Okay.
thought. I'm like, if I were to propose to a man, like he would probably be like, bitch, then buy your ring if it's gonna cost you 10 grand. Like if you want it that bad, like if you're, I don't know. That's something I don't get. Like, do you pre-buy your ring or do you guys just go to the store after? Like, I'm confused.
Messy.
Right, because like men also don't normally like get their own engagement rings after they've proposed. So it's like, do you do the same?
Right. So I'm confused. Do you just like lose out on having an engagement ring because you jumped the gun? Like, what's the situation
Probably
here?
because you're that desperate, I'm sure. All right, we'll finish watching this and we'll get to the man.
He said you're a cutie. Can't do it.
She bought her own.
It's a no.
What?
That's a no for me too. That's a no.
My brain is too programmed like to see a man proposing. So I only saw her just handing him something. That's all I saw. I didn't see her. I don't see it. That just looks awkward.
That was weird. I didn't like that.
It looked like he was trying to get down on one knee too. Like it looked like he was trying to
He
do
didn't know
the
what to do.
I feel like he was faking it, like pretending like he was going to for a picture.
Exactly.
Look at this.
That literally looks like Jonah Hill.
That was a great angle. I am dead. He's just slurping on. What is that? An oyster?
Look at her looking around. Look at her looking around. Uh-oh. I'm going to emasculate my man today. Everybody look.
These are making me so genuinely uncomfortable.
He looking like, what the hell?
I think it's because the men just don't know how to react. They're like, aren't I supposed to do this? Is this real?
I'm so confused.
Right. I wouldn't want to do it in public.
This is on Klarna. She paid for this in 4 payments.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's how you get through the rings. Both.
Look at his face.
Oh.
She better not get on one knee in no dress. Girl, boy.
Yeah, she's gonna do it.
Oh, no.
Girl.
All you gotta do is just take it out of her hand and just do it first.
But
Really.
he laughed. Don't laugh at me. I'm on one knee.
Yeah, it's because that's fucking Jonah Hill that this lady just got engaged
Listen,
to.
she grabbing and kissing him. Let me stop. All right. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Livy Rose, how you feel about seeing this?
Sorry, that video was funny.
Makes you laugh? What's funny? No. What is funny about it? Why are you tickled? Why does it make you laugh that a woman is proposing to a man?
No, I wasn't laughing because of that. I was laughing at the shot where he was eating. Sorry. So this is a weird question for me because I think about like, okay, if I marry a man, I would want the man to propose to me. I generally want to be proposed to, but I feel like with a woman, a part of me wants to propose. I don't know what it is about that.
Okay.
But like,
I think that's would come with the expectation of that, right?
Right. I just don't know if I would. I guess my question to my
we not having a side conversation because you talking about some. You think you gonna end up with a lady? We gonna be like, I'm gonna propose to your ass. Well, you got this Klarna.
You trip me up with this question.
Hey, we're inclusive.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Honestly, I'm having a hard time with that one.
You don't think about those things.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do, but I don't like think about it like too often because if I do, I feel like I'm thinking too much. But
better start saving.
Yeah, clearly.
I mean, let me stop. Yeah, not like we don't complain about having other shit to pay for every day. And then asking for her what the shit we need. We know we be balling on a budget. All right, let's get to the men's. Chris CK, you letting your lady get on one knee for you, brother?
Absolutely not. She better not get on one knee.
How do you feel watching that?
I mean, it could tell which direction we going with in this generation. So,
which means, what is the direction?
A lot.
Expand. How do you feel seeing that? Do you feel like it's emasculated? What are the issues with that? Why is this not okay?
No, that has nothing to do with being masculine. I mean, I think it's just the pride and honor that a man has to take. You know, you want to get down on that one knee. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have your lady do it. And it's more like a tradition thing. You know what I'm saying? The man who's proposing to be husband to his significant other, then you should take the honor in doing that. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to the lady to, answer the big question. Will you marry me? Yes. No. Sometimes even maybe, but hey,
No, bruh. Chris, I wish somebody would say maybe. If somebody say maybe to you, Chris, don't invite me because I'm gonna smack her. I'm like, Chris, who the hell? Okay.
Don't tempt me. I might say maybe when I get proposed to now, just to tell you.
No.
Maybe.
If she say
Y'all better
maybe
not
to
say
me,
maybe.
I'm doing something wrong. That means I'm not doing something right in the
Okay.
relationship. If she says maybe to me, then you know what, damn it, guess what? I'm gonna step back and say, let me reflect real
It
quick.
ain't time yet.
Can we
I
Yeah.
play
take
this?
it as a no.
Maybe-
Can you play this
Okay,
song?
hold on. Wait, y'all
Maybe's a
jumping too
no.
much.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot to burn your friend.
Chris said, if I'm gonna spend shorty, bring your fans. I'm gonna just get them in. All right. Love that. But what I admired about that, Chris, is how you lit up when you was talking about marriage and proposing to a woman. That is some things just don't change. Libby, you got something? You good?
I don't remember.
She just looked. Okay.
Wait, can
Yeah,
I?
and then we're
Sorry.
gonna finish with Chris. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I wanted to jump into the thing that Chris said about tradition too. I don't know, this might be just like weird, but I know like the person that I want to marry, so like Pete Davidson, take notes. I want them to talk to my dad first. Like I'm very close with my dad. Like I find that like a big respect thing. All of my friends who are engaged or married, their fiancés like talk to their dad first. And I know that it's like a weird thing, and people now in this generation are like, oh, well, that's like sexist to have to ask their dad. But like I genuinely think that's like a respect thing to your fiance's father, to at least just like, I would love for him to like have a beer with my dad and be like, hey, you know what, like I really love your daughter, I would love to marry her, I want to ask her, like, how do you feel? Like I think that's a respect thing. And I know like personally, like that's something my dad would like really appreciate, and I think it would like hurt his feelings if he didn't know that was going to happen.
I said, I got it. And I was saying that's interesting because some of the things in our generation we still not gonna budge on. You said we ain't that progressive, and we ain't that. We gonna take a little time, but you're gonna get on that knee. We gonna save and make sure we right. But again, like you said in the very beginning, it's still breaking those generational curses. And for me, probably that's my number one biggest thing for people who don't necessarily have the 2-parent household or whatever. It's different. I'm blessed to have a stepfather who's amazing. But those different things that you have and grow up with, it gives you different desires and different things you see. And a lot of the times, for a lot of people have first marriages in their family. So, it's nice to see that compare and contrast. All right, Chris, Hollywood, we're going to go ahead and finish off with you. Break us home on this topic.
Well, first off, I want to say there was a comment. I was really feeling the energy. I think she said, I'm getting on my knees for one reason. And she says,
wait, where is that? I'm going to pull that.
Can you pull that up real quick?
I'm going to pull that. Go ahead. Yeah.
Because I saw that and I felt,
make sure you guys follow her. She's a YouTuber. Make sure you guys follow Civil Law 11 there. She's great.
So yeah, that's the energy I need around. Like, nah, if you my girl and you get on your knee, like you damn near not my girl no more. Like, don't do.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot to burn your friend.
Girl no more, huh?
Like, no, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. Because that shit first of all, that shit look desperate. I think somebody said that. Don't do that shit. And it's like, as a man, like men were natural leaders. Like, and not on some I'm gonna control shit type shit, but like men like are leaders, and your woman wants you to lead. She wants you to be calm. That's why women ask men so many damn questions. Like, we at the store, oh, what you gonna get? She's instantly, she want to know, like, what you gonna get? What you thinking? What color should I get? We at the store, like, what color should I get with this? Do I look good in this? You want that man to help you? Okay, come to a decision. That's what we do. That's our role in this shit, So yeah, as a man, I need to dictate that. It need to be tradition, and not dictated as far as like, I'm gonna say when we get married, but like, I'm gonna make that call as far as like, okay, I think we at that place. I'm gonna pull it. It's tradition. Like some things need to stay tradition. Like, cause we all saw that shit. That looked awkward. It looked weird. Like it was just uncomfortable to watch. Honestly, like cringeworthy. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
All right, y'all. So that's the first soft part of the evening. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into the last two spicier questions, that are a little bit messy and very opinion based. But everybody here is so intelligent and so smart and so together. It's honestly beautiful to see. But as I said before, I was thinking about Nick Cannon having his 7th baby, and I am just so tired of seeing Nick Cannon out here with these children. I cannot look at it anymore. I can't get with it anymore. I'm tired of seeing women without husbands having children. I very much so, unless you have a medical condition or some reason why you should have a child now. People can say I'm traditional, whatever. Hey, to each that and the third. I'm good on that until I'm married. That's how China feels. I'm very much so married before you carry. People think that's very old school. I tell people I am old school. I take pride in it at this point. I don't care. Nobody who has a child who is not married has shown me anything that has made me desire that in my life. And I can say that very clearly. I've only seen struggle. Maybe it's my Facebook, but I've seen nothing positive. I'm probably a 0.5%, in my opinion, of people who are together, 2 parents, and they're existing. What are they, a YouTube couple? Are we like, Queen Naja and Clarence over here? Are we like, CJ and royalty? I'm just saying, like, what are we doing here? So that's how I feel about it. I'm going to go ahead and switch it up. Livy Rose, the question of the night is, and I'm going to ask this to the panel, is it too many women having babies out of wedlock? For those who do not know, wedlock means without marriage. Some of us here are products of wedlock. Is it too many women having children out of wedlock? Olivia, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I think, call it what you want, but I think, just because, so like, I don't think like somebody has to be married necessarily, but I think you should be with that person that you're having a baby with if you can. If not, I mean, I guess it just depends on the situation, but me personally, I want to make sure that like the person I'm with, I want to have kids with, first of all. And then from there, after we're married and stuff like that, I would want to have kids or adopt type of thing. But I think that I see a lot of women who are very sexually active and don't, use the proper protection. And then they get pregnant and they don't want to get, rid of the fetus. So, they go ahead with the pregnancy, but then the relationship kind of crumbles because there was no conversation or whatever it may be. And from there, after the relationship crumbles, everyone moves on respectively, does whatever they want, whether they're co-parenting or not, whether one parent's in the life or not of that child, they're going to move on, and then that can happen again. And that's just a cycle. So it's like,
so
it's not really
that
healthy.
If it doesn't work out, that it's the parent should try their hardest to create another household for the child.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for your kid. Once a kid is in the mix, you have to do what's best for your kid because that kid does not know the stuff that you know. So like this child is just so innocent to everything, and so when anything bad comes around, that child's just going to be so traumatized.
Yeah, and Megan. And I don't want people to think that we're being insensitive or I'm being insensitive because to my knowledge, none of us here have children. I don't know, but I don't know. But anyway, I don't think anybody. But all jokes aside, and I understand that, and I empathize with that, and I get it. I feel so passionately about it because of situational experiences in my life and just other things and bettering things that I want to do for my child and personal issues. So I think people find that as personal vendettas or reasons like why, but I do understand those things, but I just think now it's just to an extreme level that even more so when mistakes happen, people aren't as empathetic as people used to be, And Megan's a single parent. And I didn't even know that, Megan. And I love Megan. Megan's very cool. So that's very, very interesting though that, it happens. It does happen.
And it really depends on the situation.
On the situation. but we're not going to let up too easy. Deja?
You know, I was waiting. 3 things off rip: gross negligence. 2, we know sex feel good. Everybody likes sex.
What is gross negligence?
Gross negligence is you get so caught up in the feeling that you don't care. Like, you don't care. That's that. People love to act like making babies was an accident. Like, I feel like that's my generational curse there is it was an accident. This ain't no accident. Communication, like Livy said, you should be talking to the person you are laying next to. We let our hormones control so much all the time. And I'm like, Nick Cannon, gross negligence. You don't care where you let your seed off at. For me, it is generational when it comes to, I was like, okay, if I make it to this age without a baby, I'll be okay. And then I learned that you have to communicate with the people that you are laying down with. Me and Anthony talk about this all the time. We both know that we are not ready for kids. And we all grown here. We do it a lot. And we know ain't no babies coming out of it. So it's like, we don't.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
We both.
Not no baby's not coming up out of it.
No, there are no, because we all know, hey, y'all know y'all be having sex because it feel good. We know this. Why we sitting up here acting like, oh my God, I didn't know. First of all, 1, we know how babies is made. 2, I'm not about to be a victim of gross negligence because I don't want to have a baby right now. I'm the one that got to carry that motherfucker for 9 months. I don't want to have that. That's going to tear my body up. I'm little. I can't be doing all that right now. I work and I don't want to. And I hate I feel like now.
Do you feel like people shame you for not wanting a child? Right now.
Yes. And
expand on that.
Do they shame me,
expand on it.
Yes. Not only do they shame me for not wanting a child right now, but China, me and you have had this conversation personally. They also try to make it seem like these accidental babies, like, well, save their life. And sometimes that is the case. Sometimes the Lord delivers that for a reason, but not for me. And I hate when people say, oh, it was such an accident. So you mean you got naked, you laid down, or you stood up, or you got on all fours and it was an accident? Oh, it was an accident. Okay. I'm like, that's not an accident. We have lost. Remember in sex ed in like 6th grade, we learned that how reproduction work. You know, you got sperm and you got egg and you know how that works. We know how that works. Why are we sitting up here acting like we don't know how that stuff works? Like, we grown. If we have kids, we know we have to one day teach the next human about sex. So why are we committing all this negligence when it comes to having sex with our bodies? We should not. It feel good. Find one person and do it. Find one person and do it as much as you want to, and then keep it moving. Like, I don't.
All right, Deja. Okay. All right. Go ahead and bounce to Danielle. Danielle, first question is it too many women having child off wedlock? And for your personal opinion, do you feel like these women and men have enough resources and this is just their choice to continue to do this? Or do you think it's a miseducation?
Yeah. So I'm going to start out and say, technically, I was born out of wedlock, but my parents were already engaged. Like, I was literally born like 6 months before their wedding. So I feel like I don't really count that. Like, technically, yes, but realistically, no. My parents are not together, but I think that this is kind of something that's important going off of what everyone has said so far. Like, that child is like your responsibility. And thankfully, my parents did have a super amicable divorce. Everyone was at every football game for my brother, every cheerleading competition for me. And they knew it was their responsibility to make sure that they weren't further traumatizing my brother and I. So that was one thing I wanted to say. But I do think, like, I know a couple single moms, and like I give them so much credit because I'm very close with them, and they have said how hard it is, especially if it's a situation where the dad's not involved. But even when the dad is involved, like it was hard for my mom when I was 7 and my brother was 3 when my parents got divorced. Like she was the one shuttling us to and from school and everything. So I applaud single mothers. I think that is such a fucking hard job. And all of the ones that like I know still work full-time jobs, and some of them have second jobs. So I give them a lot of credit. I do. So I kind of agree with Deja and I kind of don't. I do know people that have had like birth control failure or condoms break, but I do think overall, like it is your responsibility. Like I know so many people on birth control who, or not on birth control, sorry, who have unprotected sex with multiple people. I personally, like, my biggest fear is getting pregnant. Like I'm really freaked out by blood, throw up, and like things the babies do. Like once babies are like 3, I'll hang out with them because they don't do gross stuff. But like I got an IUD because like I didn't want to deal with that risk. So I just think sometimes people say it's like miseducation, but no, like you're being fucking lazy. Like you have the internet, you went to school.
Can I say
you
something?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of women still do not agree with abortion. I know that's a very like thing, but we're going to talk about it. A lot of people still do not agree with getting an abortion, in circumstances of things of that nature. And I'm a pro-choice person. I think whatever happens, it's your choice. I'm one of those people, but I do have to recognize that I'm old school in a lot of ways, and a lot of people are old school in that way as well. So do you think that plays a part too?
I've never been pregnant. I've never had a baby, so I can't fully like empathize with anyone in this situation. But like, I think if you do not have the resources, the time, the ability to care for a child, I'm not necessarily saying you have to terminate it, but there are other options. Like you can give a child up for adoption. I know that I've seen it on TV. I've seen it in movies. That is really hard for moms to do. But I just think in the big picture of things, you need to think about it. If, say, you don't really have a job that pays very much, you can hardly take care of yourself, I don't think that's fair to a child to bring this child into a world of like struggle if there's like heavy poverty, and if you like can't help yourself. I don't think that's fair to a child. I do think as much as it would suck to give a child up for adoption, you do need to think about what would make the child's life fruitful. Like you don't want to just kind of put them in a cycle if you are in a cycle just because you don't want to give up your baby. I don't know if that, I don't want that to come off as me being like
no,
a douche,
that's not.
but...
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I will say that it is. Everyone talks about how hard those circumstances are to give your child for like adoption, but again, it's still the fact that some people it just don't feel right for a lot of people. So I guess we have to acknowledge that too. We have to get on to the guys real quick. Q, how do you feel about this? Is it too many women having children out of wedlock?
I don't know if it's too many women. Like the most common thing like I see in the world is like like the music industry or entertainment. Like I guess I'm not sure. Maybe them having resources and money and just freedom gives them a careless mind, and they like because a lot of people with like multiple kids with different people, like, and they're like super rich, and I would feel like you would be able to you would have more stability to like avoid that, like, you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know if it's too many women having kids out of wedlock. I just know like I couldn't do it because I'm just too conscious of not not like bringing life into the world until I'm actually ready to do that. You know what I mean? Like that is a giant responsibility that I can't even fathom because I still like myself. I was born out of wedlock. You know what I mean? Like my mom, my dad had me at 25. I'm 26 now. You know what I mean? Like, and I just got my apartment. You know what I mean? Like a little late bloomer with like certain aspects of my life, like I'm blessed overall, but like I can't even like imagine where a child fits right now in this timeline of what I'm doing. But like, yeah, shit happens, and I don't blame nobody for it. But like, responsibility, accountability, like just smart choices. Like I would hope, you know what I mean, people do what they can for themselves and not, you know, bring kids in the world just because they like having fucking sex. Like sex is like,
How much say would you like in the situation? Do you feel like it should be a conversation like between a man and the woman in the circumstance, or should it be fully the woman's choice?
oh, like I will always believe like in the end it's like it's the woman's choice because she is the carrier, but it depends on the relationship. Like where is like what is the direction, what is the intentions, what is the circumstances, like you know what I mean? Like I know as men there's like great dudes in this world who wanna have that kid even though they're still lacking maybe financially or, you know, personality shit going on. Like I don't know like what certain people have going on, but like you know what I mean? Like I would hope people would talk about it and see what they can do about it, but like
But they're still not getting married. They're still being born out of wedlock. So you're still thinking that's
yeah.
okay. I'm asking you though. So you're still
No,
saying that that's okay?
no, I personally don't think it's okay because like I just don't think you should do it. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. It just sounds like a lot of hassle, a lot of just a lot of shit that comes with it, to be honest. Because my family, it's like my mom has this saying, um, I forgot what it was, kind of in a way. It's like being a family without being a home. I think it is being a family without being a home. So it's kind of just like broken homes trying to stay together because you know you would want people to stay together, but it doesn't really happen like that. Like a lot of lives get fucked up, unfortunately, because of people's decisions. You know what I mean? But so like I couldn't, I couldn't bring a child here without like solidifying a marriage first because I want to handle myself with this person, like with her first, rather than fucking bring a kid in and then have shit way more complicated in our relationship and just things get out of hand because that focus will have to inevitably go to this kid. You know what I mean? Like it has to. Like this is a whole new life now. Like my whole anything I had in the plans now was like whatever. Fuck that shit. Like maybe. Like now I gotta provide. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do that right now in my life. I want to travel still. I wanna experience so many different things before I fucking do that. So yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I don't personally approve. So like so, but
And
it is what it
also,
is.
to piggy off that, I'm going to touch on what Megan had to say about being given up for adoption. Her parents had 8 different children, all out of wedlock, and she was given up for adoption to have a better life. And a lot of those things, you know, are positive elements. And, you know, people make mistakes, but a lot of the times it's not always up to the parents, you know, in circumstances like that, I'm sure. But, you know, it is sometimes for the better and it can be better situations. And that's so I appreciate you sharing that with us, Megan. All right. CK, how you feeling? You hear about too many women. You see women having children. I see a lot of COVID babies on Facebook.
You do.
COVID baby.
They all around. Um, it's hard for me to assume that, you know, a lot of more women today are having children out of wedlock. Um, something that I wouldn't want to believe in. But to be honest, it kind of is the truth because you see it left and right. And I think a big reason on why that's happening, I think it has a lot to do with, you know, trusting a guy, you know, whether he's worth something to be with in the future, you know, because knowing that, you know, you have a child, but marriage is such a big, you know, next step. So I think women kind of have the obligation to, you know, I gotta have a baby, um, for whatever reason they may think, you know, but you better have it for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? It's just like having a uh, a male friend who's potentially your significant other. You know, you better have a reason to stick with him if you decide to have a child with them. You know, you gotta have reasons for that. But
I have a question. So, in circumstances of things don't work, and okay, so let's say this hypothetically, this is a slip up, something happened, you didn't plan for it. It's you and your woman, but it's not nobody that you really. It's somebody that you dating. It's your girl, but nobody that you really taking serious right now. Somebody you just chilling with, whatever. Could be something, but too soon to tell. Y'all fall out, whatever. You gonna try and make it work with her for the child, or in circumstances
absolutely.
like that. So you would try to, even though you're not necessarily sure if this woman would be for you. Like
Yeah,
you would try to be in a relationship with her.
yeah, yeah, and I won't have any kind of second thoughts about it. That's if I see potential in someone that I know I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life, then damn sure I'm gonna try my best to make things work. Because we all grown here. We at a certain age where if you see that one, it's like boom, cool. Now I gotta make it work. You know what I'm saying? And it's so hard for our generation to see that, to see the value in someone. It's hard for us to really like I said, trust. Trust is a big thing nowadays. It always has been. Having trust issues. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna have a baby with this guy, if I'm gonna have a baby with this woman, you know what I'm saying? Do I trust her to make the right decisions when the child comes? So it's a lot of ifs, it's a lot of what ifs, but there are important what ifs. You know what I'm saying? So what
Okay,
happens when the baby gets here?
that's an
You know,
aspect. That's an
how we going
aspect.
how we gonna provide for it? Are you willing to commit to providing for that child? So it's a lot of questions we got to continue to ask
A big
ourselves.
conversation. So you're saying now you had those before you decide if you're going to go on with continue on with the pregnancy, or you had these conversations after, or would be no doubt for you. If a woman came to you and said, and you were not married, would you want it to make it work and to continue on, or would you think that it's not time and would you want to explore your options?
You saying if I wasn't married but still had a
Mhm.
child,
Yes, or your woman comes to you, she's pregnant.
best
Would
believe I'm
you?
gonna do.
So you would go with it. All
Yeah,
right.
like I
That's
said,
a stand-up man.
I wouldn't have a child with anyone if
Okay.
I wasn't committed on marrying you.
So you're saying
One
it
is a
would no.
little
You're saying in your book, no slip-ups. You good.
no, ma'am, no, no, because I'm at a certain age, like it ain't no screwing.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot to burn your friend.
Yes. Yes, Chris. Okay.
Gotta keep it real. Certain age you gotta understand when enough is enough. Certain age, just gotta cut it out. Look, if I'm gonna be serious about it, then I'm gonna be serious about it. You gotta understand it. She gotta understand it. I gotta understand it. You all over here gotta understand it. That's my piece.
All right. You gotta cut
Amen.
it. You gotta cut it. All right. Fit Hollywood 6. Close us out.
Okay, so you had a couple topics here. The first one I wanted to just kind of talk about for a second is like you asked the question: are too many women having children out of wedlock? Right?
Mhm.
Honestly, from what I see, I think yes, and I have to say yes because I mean, let me first say I was born out of wedlock, but that's only detrimental to the child usually. Children need structure. They need two-parent households because they benefit from both a mother and a father, or just two parents. Like whether it's a mother and a father, it could be two mothers, two fathers at this point. Like, hey, it's 2021, Like, but they need two parents. They need that, and if you don't have that, it seems just detrimental to the child, and it makes your life harder as a single parent, whether you're the mother or the father. Is tough because raising a child, like, it takes a village. Like my mom always used to say, it takes a village to raise a child. That shit is true. You need all the support you can get, you know. So I think if to answer the question, yes, too many people having children out of wedlock. I also wanted to comment on that Nick Cannon situation. So I have an interesting take on this. I don't want to have any children out of wedlock. I don't want to have any baby mamas, but
Don't start disclaimering us. Don't you start
I'm just
caveating us.
saying. No, I just want to give
Oh,
y'all.
he's a Nick Cannoner. We got a
No,
Nick
no,
Cannoner.
no. I just want to give you a little perspective. That's all. But like, as just like from a male perspective, just like from an animalistic perspective, First of all, there's some beautiful women in the world. There are some beautiful women in the world. And sometimes, a woman can look, damn, she look a little fertile. Like, she look good. Like, I wonder how my genes would mix with that. Like,
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain, your friend.
I mean, yeah. Like, for real. Like, real shit, though. Like, first of all, as a man, like, I think it's sometimes like a male pride. Like, how strong are my genes? Like, if I mix with her and I mix with, like, if I mix my genes with her genes, how that baby gonna look? And if
Oh,
you
for
got
Christ's sakes, he has 2 fucking kids with Mariah fucking Carey. You can't get any fucking better than fucking Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey did a
He
lot,
has
but
twins with fucking Mariah Carey. He
Mariah
begged for
Carey a
Mariah
little
Carey.
ugly though without
But
makeup.
don't do that. Look at the kids. The kids are fine. The kids are fine. Stop it. Don't y'all do that.
I don't
Don't y'all dare
discriminate.
do Mariah
There's
like
women,
that.
there's
Out
women
of
of all
control.
shades of color, and they all like this. There's some beautiful women out there. That's all I'm saying.
And Nick Cannon
How my
likes the
genes
shapes
gonna
in
mix.
all colors too. You're
And here's the
right.
thing: it's still detrimental because he's not with the mothers, but at least he has the money and the resources to provide for that child, where they're not gonna go without.
And these mothers don't.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
Okay. All right. Hoo-wee. So we gonna keep it pushing now. This has got spicier. Y'all gonna be like, China, I don't want to come back. This has been out of control. So let me go ahead and get this last but not least, this last question going. Would you date someone with kids? Dun, 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 dun. Let me go ahead. Would you date someone with kids? All right. Y'all are already out of pocket, so don't be politically correct with this one. Say how you feel. I think these are the only panel who don't have no damn kids. Let me stop playing. I'm gonna do it to myself.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain, your friend.
Shout out to the people with no kids. You still exist, and it's okay. Just like somebody having them. Pick one.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain, your friend.
And if I gotta spend, I gotta pay for my kids' friends. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing that. Because when I have kids, this ain't no, oh, little Johnny, you got $10 from your mama. I'm gonna have to pay for everything. I'm gonna have to be a reflection of the kid. The parents gonna look at me. I'm gonna go to PTA. I watch a lot of like things about like dating and lifestyle on like YouTube. And this one woman said that you are a reflection of your kid. You give your kid social wealth and value. So if you come in there bonnet, do-rag it down, looking wild and crazy, that's the social value that you're giving to your kid. If you looking busted up and down, talking wild on Facebook, that's the social value. You come in there, bring brownies to the kids. Somebody hit your son, you say, listen, you don't hit my son. I'm gonna beat your ass. And you keep it pushing. Those are the kids' parents that people respect and give kids social value. So it does have social value in having a cool parent, if that is allowed and if you have time and effort to do that. But anyway, would you date somebody with kids? Ooh, Danielle, you're already making faces. Go ahead.
Okay, I know. I have a very strong feeling on this matter, and if I sound like a dick, I sound like a dick. But when I am on dating apps, if a guy is posting like, "Oh, I have 2 kids. Oh, I have 3 kids. Oh, I have a kid," like that's not the move for me. Like, I respect you having kids. I think your kid should always be your number one priority. When I was growing up and my parents were dating, we were always the number one priority. But on the flip side, like I'm 27, like I like to travel, go to music festivals, go to raves until 3:00 in the morning. I don't want my boyfriend to be like, oh, like we can't go anywhere tonight. Like I have to go drop the kids off at soccer at 7. Like I'm not interested. Maybe later in life I would feel different, but like I don't want to be someone's stepmom. I think there's too much weird drama in the different dynamics. Like I know growing up, like my dad didn't like some of my mom's boyfriends, and it was just like drama and it was awkward. And like the other thing, if like I'm dating a guy and the mother of his child is a bitch and like she wants to be mean to me, like just for dating that guy, like I won't put up with that. Like I signed up to date you, not to deal with this lady that's gonna like talk shit about me and be mean to me. While there are like
so the baby mama drama, you don't want no part.
Yes, but while there are great co-parenting situations where they're cool, I just, with my luck, genuinely, if I dated a man with a kid, there would be a girl calling me a bitch, a whore, telling their kid to throw stuff at me. Like it would, that's my luck. So I ideally would just like to stray from the situation. When I get married, I would like to have kids with my husband. I don't think there's anything wrong with like blended families. Like I have 3 stepsisters, but we were all adults when our parents got married. I just can't, I know too many people where the dynamics like weird if some kids have 2 of the same parents and then there's a kid with a different parent and like just them trying to like intermingle and intermix the parenting. Not my vibe. That's my story for this statement.
All right, Livy Rose.
I personally wouldn't. And it's nothing against like that.
No, the lady who like, yeah, I don't like. I used to be with Johnny and I got little Jimmy, but I like women now. That's how they be. You know they got them lesbians.
Yeah.
With them slew of kids, and you're like, girl, since when? Let me stop.
I think still like no matter what, it's a lot, like because you're not just like dating that person like you thought you would. You're like basically like dating the family in a sense, because that person's kids is like their number one, and so like you're not even like a top priority for them, which is fine because that's how it should be like when you're a parent. But as a person who's not a parent, I would feel very awkward and out of place. Just like I feel like I would be inserting myself into something I shouldn't be.
Okay. All right. That's clean cut. All right. Fit Hollywood 6.
Yeah, I have to really think about that because like being a step parent, and I mean that's super important because I had step parents, but I ultimately got to say no. Like I'm too selfish for that shit. Like your kid has to be your priority, and I want to be the priority. I know how I am. Shit, if I want to do something, I want to be able to do it then and now. And yeah, like that would just kind of mess things up.
Whoa.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
I mean, it can only be one on the titty, huh?
It ain't even that. Like, I mean, nah.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Look, check it out. Like, I also want. I'm selfish in a way. Is like I also want my kid to be first too. Like, I want you to have my baby first. Like, I don't know. And if my baby is first, hopefully ain't nobody else having a second baby. You feel me?
Hopefully.
then we got another problem. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it's a no for you, dog.
Yeah, it's a no.
All right, we'll keep it consistent. Chris, CK.
If you would have asked me this question, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I probably would have said no. Because a lot of what Chris said, Mr. Orange, about, when you're with someone, you want them to have your first. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your first. You'll never forget that. But as the years go by, right? And I'm 25 years old now. Sometimes you start to see things differently, and kind of like not put a lot of focus on the kid, but more so on your significant other. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, how much do you really love this person? And if she already has a kid, how much do you love her to also support for her child? You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm pretty sure her child's father is, doing most of the support, which he should. That's his job.
Okay,
You know,
no. You sure? He doing most of the supporting.
he
I think
should.
they be she should,
He
but what if
should.
he's not?
No, I'm saying as far as I'm concerned, he
Okay.
should. I'm saying like me, I shouldn't be
Oh.
supporting the child, but I'm pretty sure
Okay.
he is on
Okay.
doing his part, right? You know what I'm saying? But hey, if I'm all about you, you know what I'm saying? If I see value, if I see all the things that I want to look for in a woman, then by all means, you know what I'm saying? If there's a child involved, then hey, so be it. I'm with it.
Now, do you guys feel? And Q, I'm gonna get to you. Do you guys feel that sometimes there's a lot of women out here who do have kids, and sometimes you can't get around it?
I personally don't feel like that
Okay.
because I've dated a couple women and none of them have had kids, so I've never really had that problem. But I do want to comment on one thing that Chris said. Like, I didn't even get into the fact about like the baby daddies and shit like that. Like, I don't want that issue because here's the thing. Like he said, the father should be doing their part, but I know how I am. I'm a teacher. I'm working with seventh graders right now, and I'm pretty good with kids. Like I want to be a coach and shit like that, but I'm just pretty good with kids in general. And shit, honestly, if I'm around the baby mama and we and her, or if I'm around, that's my girl, she got a kid, and I'm around the kid. Shit, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna talk to the kid. We gonna interact. Shit, I
Hmm.
like let's watch movies. Like I like Marvel movies. I like DC movies. Like shit, kids like shit like
The
that.
kid gonna like you more better. What you
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Like I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna be interactive. Like I'm gonna
That's
interact with you.
messy. Oh, you
Kid-
still in the kidder.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
No baby daddy drama.
No
Nope.
baby daddy.
Nope.
Q, I know you got a lady. No cheering,
Yeah.
but
Uh, yeah, hypothetical. I'm not with my lady right now. I'm trying, like, I like a girl. She got kids. Like, I would say no as well, just because, like my man Chris said in the orange, I got that selfish mentality because we like what we like, and we can build what we can with effort and planning and, like, you know what I mean, and just the correct choices. But like, no, I can't personally date somebody with kids. Like, my soul not in it, to be honest. Like, I got a friend like that. Like, I just like, he with a girl, and I think I don't even know how old she is, maybe like 6 or 7, and he just had like his firstborn with her. So you know what I mean, like, it's just beautiful to see that, like, because like he's living it, but I personally just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I just couldn't do it. I want to create my first child with like the lady I'm like with. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
right. So I think that this is something that the panel agreed with, mostly kind of all together, but we're still open. We kind of have to see what's going on. But if I see anybody changing up what's going on and y'all with the cheering, I'm gonna get y'all. I'm on your
Ain't
ass. So
gonna
we gonna
happen.
see. We gonna bet. We gonna bet. We gonna get it first. We gonna get it first. Okay, we gonna get it first. We gotta get it first. All right, y'all. So it is literally rounding up on an hour and 30 minutes, which is our show. Again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Nightcap Crew. It got really spicy tonight, and that's just something that I am so thankful for, and I'm so happy that everyone was able to open up. Everyone's able to talk about these topics that we think about, that we talk to our friend about. But for these people to have the balls, to have the pizzazz and the morale to get up here, I appreciate them, and each and every one of them. Hey, we're getting better and better each week. Thank you very much to Olivia Rose at Red Flag Collectors, at Fit Hollywood 6, Chris C.K., Naturally Elegant, and Q. Suave. Make sure you check out his music as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the...
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot of brains, your friend.
All right, the Nightcap crew. And Nightcap crew, everybody say good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
All right,
I'll see
and
y'all.